Outside of the room, a hallway led off to their left. With nowhere else to go, they started down it. It turned left twice before they saw the elevator. In silence, they jogged up to it. Junpei pushed the C button. Please let us meet back up with everybody. The elevator motor ground away. Before long, found themselves once again on C deck. The door opened and they stepped off. Junpei, Lotus, and Seven nodded at one another and took off running down the long hallway in front of them. They ran and ran and ran. The hallway seemed endless. Their destination had already been decided. The door behind the central staircase. There was a sun symbol engraved on the keyhole on that door, and Junpei had the sun key in his pocket. That key would open that door. It had to. It was why they ran for the central staircase. They had run for quite some time when they arrived at the door that ended the hallway. The Jupiter door was already unlocked. Junpei grabbed hold of the doorknob and threw it open. They rushed through and stopped cold. The terrible scene before them made their blood run cold. Oh no, who died? Who died? I swear if it's Ace, I swear. Son of a... Three people lay dead on the floor, covered in blood. Junpei felt a cold sweat trickle down his spine. He couldn't breathe. So, does that mean that it's June? Is that what that means? His legs shook. His body felt cold, deathly cold. But his blood was boiling hot. He could feel his mind begin to fade. He couldn't think. He couldn't concentrate. His mind was blank. What the hell? What the hell happened? Seven's voice was weak and broken. He edged toward the bodies, his movements stiff. Gosh damn it, I knew I should have went with Ace, man. I messed up. He bent down over Clover and pressed his fingers onto her wrist. Nothing. She's dead. Suddenly Lotus moved. Before he understood what was happening, her hand was in Junpei's vest pocket. Hey, what are you doing? He leapt back. Lotus looked up at him terrified. The key. Give me the sun key. Why? Why do you think? We have to get out of here before the murderer comes back. The murderer? The murderer. Once again, Junpei looked at the dead bodies. Stop showing me Ace dead, man. Stop it. Santa, Clover, and Ace. That meant that the person who had killed them was... No. No, it couldn't be true. Before Junpei could react, Lotus dove back into his pocket and came out with the key. Man. I'm pissed. Let's go. Without waiting for Seven or Junpei, she ran straight for the central staircase. They followed. Stop! Stop! Junpei shut his eyes and swallowed his emotions. Morning would have to wait. Bruh. Soon they stood in front of the door. I'm so pissed. Lotus shoved the sun key into the keyhole and twisted it hard. But Why?
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't feel it unlock.
Oh no. Is it the wrong key?
I don't know. Maybe. Lotus sighed, defeated, and leaned against the doorknob. She felt it twist. A small gap appeared between the door and the frame.
What the hell is this?
You mean the door was already unlocked?
Why?
How would I know? Whatever, let's just go. Lotus took a deep breath and slowly opened the door the rest of the way. They stepped inside. In front of them was another hallway. It stretched out toward the bow of the ship. They began to run. Faster and faster they ran, trying desperately to reach the end of the hallway. A few seconds later they were there. In front of them stood a massive metal door. They were all breathing heavily as Junpei spoke. What the hell is this door? I can't see anything that looks like a doorknob or switch or lever or card reader or anything. How the fuck are we supposed to open this?
We don't have a choice. We're gonna have to go back.
No! What is that? I have no idea what that is. I'm not going back there. There's a murderer there. There was more stark terror in Lotus's voice than authority. She was almost begging.
But I don't even see any other doors.
As he spoke, Seven stepped toward the door in front of them, as if to illustrate that it was the only door. It opened. Nothing surprising, a simple automatic door.
Look guys, I've already got a bad feeling about this. The other doors were already unlocked, and this one's automatic. We haven't seen anything like this before.
How could the situation possibly get worse? 3 people were already dead. They'd hit the bottom, Junpei told himself. There was nowhere to go but up. He stepped through the door. And whatever hope Junpei had managed to summon disappeared. Oh, I got chills. I got chills down my spine. No, 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 no. It wasn't true. It couldn't be true. It was impossible. Utterly impossible. It was a dream. It had to be a dream. A nightmare. Yes, it was a nightmare. And if he could just wake up. He was seeing things. Yes, that's what it was. This was all a hallucination. A lie. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. Right? June. No, no. The code names meant nothing now. Canny. Canny. Oh shit! I thought she was gonna be the killer. Junpei cried out loud and leapt through the door. Wow. He flew to her side, his heart like a stone in his chest. Kenny! Kenny! Hang on! Junpei swept her up and shook her by the shoulder. She moaned, and her eyes fluttered open, but only barely. Kenny! Jumpy? Her face was pale, and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei, but saw nothing. Junpei put his hand against the small of her back to hold her up. It felt warm and wet. He lifted his hand up. It was covered in blood.
Oh man, Kenny, what the hell happened to you? How did this happen?
It was all he could do not to break into tears.
Jumpy, I'm sorry.
Her voice was thin, a minuscule thread that was the only thing keeping her with him.
I might not make it.
No, no way! No way I'm gonna let you die! I'm gonna save you, I promise!
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much for everything. I was really happy to see you again, Jumpy. Really happy.
Don't give me that I was crap! You're gonna see me again lots more times! You just gotta hang on, alright, Kenny? You...
What could he do? He looked up from Kenny, desperate for something, anything. Then he saw it. A small submarine. A submarine? What on earth was a submarine doing here? No, that didn't matter. Nothing mattered except saving Kenny. That was the only thing he wanted. Junpei turned his head back to look down at her.
Hang on, alright? There's a submarine over there. I'm gonna go see if it works.
No, don't go. Please don't go. Please just stay with me, okay? I want to be close to you, Jumpy. When I...
Kenny.
Jumpy, did you know? You mean a lot to me. You meant a lot to me when we were kids. I've liked you for a long time, Junpei. A really long time.
Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart, like a white hot flame.
Jumpy, do you remember how we hung out a lot when we were kids? We went to the pool and to the fair. Do you remember playing snowball at the school? They're all memories I'll never forget. All of those moments are treasures to me. But I also wanted to go to a lot of other places with you. A lot more. But that won't happen now.
No! I mean, yes! Yes, it will happen! We'll go all sorts of places, Kenny. You hear me? I promise. We'll go wherever you want.
Really?
Yeah, really. I swear.
It makes me happy. Really happy.
She said it to herself over and over, a weak smile creasing her tired face.
Jumpy, I feel sleepy.
No, Kenny! Don't fall asleep!
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much.
Her eyes were slowly closing. Junpei screamed even as he felt his throat go hoarse. Time passed. Junpei wept, curled around Kenny's body. As Maria13, thank you so much for enlisting into the Camyo Corps, and thank you so much for that follow. He cried and cried until he had no tears left. When the last tear fell, Junpei was no more. His body remained, but only as an empty shell. Somewhere he heard a bell ring. It was the click at the central staircase, the clock at the central staircase. It rang 5 times, then faded. 5 o'clock. Quietly, gently, softly, he set Kenny down on the floor. Slowly, Junpei stood. Only then did he realize that Seven and Lotus had not followed him. Where had they gone? Slowly he looked around the room. There was nothing. No sign that they had ever been there. It felt as though every part of Junpei's body was made of lead. Slowly, he made his way to the door he'd come through. As he approached it, it opened, sliding apart with a sound like grinding stone. Bruh, are they gonna be dead too, though? Junpei passed through the gate and into the hallway. Son of a bitch! His heart rattled in his chest, an empty, lifeless thing. It had been so utterly broken that there was nothing left to feel. When he saw their bodies, he simply stared. It was a lake, a sea of blood. 2 bodies lay in it. I love that you're reading it all out loud. Thank you. I'm trying. My reading is horrible, but it's gotten better since I started. There was no need to check. There was no breath left in them. His eyes lit on Lotus's wrist. Her bracelet. It was gone. He stared. It meant nothing to him. He didn't care anymore. He couldn't care anymore. Junpei's body felt numb. A part of him knew the lump of lead in his chest had once been a heart. He couldn't quite remember what it had been before, what it had been for. Tears poured from his eyes in great streams. He wasn't sure why. He gave up trying to make them stop. He turned around, the door opened again, and slowly, numbly, he walked through. He kept walking. Why stop? An object set in motion. Simple inertia carrying him forward. Eventually, he found himself in front of the submarine. His arm reached for the hatch. And then he was floating in water. His eyes stared down into it. He couldn't see the bottom. His back was hot. Dimly, he felt the blade of a knife in it. Who? One dead body lay behind door number 5. The body of the 9th man. Another lay in the shower room. The body of Snake. And the central staircase were 3 more. But didn't he only check Clover's wrist, though? Ace, Santa, and Clover. Just outside the door were 2 corpses. Those of Seven and Lotus. And in this very room lay the body that had once been Kenny. And now Junpei would join them. Who, then, had killed them all? Who? Junpei let out one last breath, faintly. He felt the bubbles creep up the side of his face. His consciousness faded quickly, dissolving away into the cold, gentle lapping of the water. From the blood, I'd say they were dead too. Yeah, they're probably dead too, but there's just something that came into my mind when they first saw them. He only checked Clover's wrist, it said. That was it? Bruh! Oh, what the hell, man? What the hell? You can't even tell me, like, give me something. Good point, though. I'm gonna choose to believe that it was Ace, my favorite character, who was the murderer, and he's alive and not dead. That's what I'm choosing to believe. I'm choosing he turned out to be an asshole, but he's alive. So that's what I'm choosing to believe. Can't convince me otherwise. Son of a bitch, dude. Holy fuck. That was so fucked up. All of that. I forgot I even had a drink sitting here. That was so fucked up. This one doesn't give you any info. What? So does like the updated version, does that one give me info? Like the one with like the voice actors and stuff? Like the one they updated for PC and stuff? Does that one give you info and stuff? Because if so, I might have to go get that and play this again. No? Oh, you mean this game? This nonary game? Or this... That's not what I meant. Son of a bitch, dude. Holy shit. The end. Or is it? Is this your first time playing? It is. It's my first time playing it. I started it a long time ago, but I never finished it. So I finally finished it. And holy crap. That was really good. Like, for real. Like, some of the puzzles were kind of meh. Like, I didn't really care for some of the puzzles. Most of the time you're just clicking around trying to figure stuff out just by clicking. And it didn't really give you a good indication of anything. But I still really liked it. Like, the plot, the story, like the way they leave you hanging even. Like, it's good. I like it. This ending I meant. Yeah, this is my first time playing in general. Like I said, I started a long time ago, but this is the same file that I started. Like, I think I probably started like a year ago or something like that. And then I finally picked it back up, and then you need to play it over a few times to get the true ending. Ooh, so there are multiple endings. Yes. See, like, I knew I made a mistake when I chose to go with 7 and Lotus, because that ended up with Ace dying, and I didn't want that to happen, but then he ended up dying anyway, maybe, to figure everything out. Whoo! I might have to pick up, like, okay, so do you know anything about the one that they updated? Is it the exact same story? Because if it is, I might just go ahead and, like, splurge some money on some upcoming paychecks and stuff like that, and grab that. Because I mean, as much as I liked reading the voices, I'm a terrible reader, so if I had the voices, I would feel more inclined to play it again. But man, holy cow, that was so good. That was so good. And again, I'm choosing to believe that Ace turned out to be an asshole and killed everybody, and he wasn't dead. But who knows? Oh, that was so good. Okay, so that's gonna do it for this, I think. I might come back and play some Terra, but I think that's gonna do it for 999. So it's not exactly the same, though. I didn't know that. I played the new one on the PS4. Okay. Dude, I'm so excited. I might have to buy that one, because it comes with 2 different ones, so that would be basically 2 games that I could play right there. I could replay this one and try to get another ending, and then I could play the other one that it comes with. It looks pretty cool too, so. Oh man, I'm excited. This is definitely going to be something that's coming back to the channel here, and I am super excited for that. Excuse me, super excited for that. This was an amazing game, and I highly, highly recommend it to anyone. If you get the new one, make sure you use the journal mode. Okay, I'll remember that. I'll remember that. But yeah, so I'm going to end the stream here, and I'm going to come back with some Terra in just a moment. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you guys for chatting with me. Thank you guys for joining me in this experience. I've loved this game so much, and this is going up there as one of my favorite games, to be honest. So super, super excited and looking forward to play more of it in the future. So thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. And always remember to love from your core. Peace out.